Sanibonani and welcome to Let's Discuss Gender-Based Violence. So in today's episode, we'll be discussing what is gender-based violence and how does it affect us as a society. And I'm your host, Unati Mafuze, joined with
Rafael Machadi,
Special Mandela,
and Gatlahomoloi.
And we'll be discussing the different types of gender-based violence. Let's start with, what is our understanding of gender-based violence?
Gender-based violence refers to any type of harm that is perpetrated against a person or group of people because of their factual or perceived sex, gender, sexual or orientated, money or gender identity.
And also, according to my research, gender-based violence can take various forms, like physical, it results in injuries, distress, and health problems, and may even lead to death in certain cases.
as women, for me, I would say that women are the most targeted people based on GBV. So we have women abuse whereby abantu besifazane behlukunyezwa abantu besilisa. Lokho kuyinto futhi eyenzakalayo ekhathi eziningi and okunye singakubheka lapho-ke singabuka izinto ezifana nabo kuma-rape. Umuntu umrape is not like usuke umhlukumeza physically but also usuke umhlukumeza emotionally and psychologically, which means lento ye-rape ihlala kuyena for isikhathi eside. Each and every time uthola ukuthi omunye umuntu akasakwazi ukuthi ezimbandakanye kuma-relationships just because of umethinto umuntu wesilisa, kubuya those bad memories and then ufeel uncomfortable, abanye beze bekhale. So into ye-rape umuntu imdestroya mentally because ugcina kwezinye ikhathi engafeel comfortable kuba around men. Uthola ukuthi omunye use-isolator, ufuna ukuba yedwa, ebe ne-depression, anxiety, which is a wrong thing.
But futhi in a way, kuhlukile because there are many different forms of gender-based violence. There's physical, there's sexual harassment and harassment, there's domestic. So you can never say it's only just the sexual part. We never know what people are going through. So another person might be experiencing physical abuse in the terms of ukuthi ipartner yabo iyam-assaulta, iyamshaya, like in a way ayimphathi ngalendlela way efana aphathwe ngakhona. And futhi you can say that ukuthi there's also harassment where like they don't sexually like penetrate you, but they sexually objectify you in a way. Yeah. So we can't just umbrella it as a rape when there's different forms of it. Going on to our second question, where does it normally occur in terms of, does it happen in the workplace, does it happen in schools, or does it happen at home?
It depends, but most of the time it's domesticated. It happens at home, mostly in the less privileged places.
Mina engikushoyo ukuthi ngibizana point lakho, but even nabantu abarich they go through these things, okay? Like for an example, there's this trending thing on TikTok. Shouldn't ngisho abantu balawade beboshiwe.
Dr. Nandipha.
Yes. Banemali labo bantu, they are not poor. So not best. So those people are not poor, and guys, lento le yenzeka nje yonke indawo, either you rich or poor, but it mostly happens kubantu abapoor just because of abantu besise bese advantage ukuthi bona bayinhloko yekhaya and they tend to be bossy.
We can also say it's a form of upbringing. Yeah, but because you find umuntu wasemakhaya grew up with the idea a man is supposed to be
Respected.
Yeah, and so if he doesn't get the respect, it sort of leads to physical.
Actually, like the men have the power against women.
Yeah.
So like, esikhathini esiningi ukuthi abantu besifazane kumele bethobele amadoda because the maybe breadwinners or izinto kanjalo. So
Yeah.
and other women are even afraid to come out of the box, yeah, because ukuthi mayisemshile lo muntu wakhe like uzoba afraid ukuthi okay now it will reveal the whole personality yakhe, maybe uyahlupheka izinto kanjalo, then maybe other women decide to stay in that.
Mina like ngibona ukuthi like esikhathi esiningi ukuba i-victim yani ye-GBV kwamanye ama-lentos kwamanye ama-societies is perceived as shameful. Because like bakubona as if weak, you know, because like futhi abanye blame, you know, okay why wena vele uyenza ngendlela ethize ukuze kwenzakale into kuwena yonke.
To piggyback on what you're saying, Uguti, you're seen as being less than. That goes in terms of Uguti, when you're married to a guy who's abusive, and then when you leave their relationship, they'll see you as awukwazi ukuhlala emshadweni, so that means low man, weaky, and society ubuzela imali and all of that, ubona imali. But futhi in another term, it can be that you are married off to a guy, because back in the day they usually like baba makaya, they will usually auction off ingane zabo to the highest bidder. And futhi it would determine on ukuthi lo muntu lo oyishadisa khona ingane yakho inemali enganani. They don't normally care on ukuthi uzomphatha kanjani as long as bethole inkomo noma bethole imali. So that's how a lot of people actually enter situations like that also.
What can we say, like ubantu abasibe experiencing this thing nalaba abangafuni ukuthi okay let me come out of the box?
In terms of that, I feel like first and foremost acknowledging it is hard.
Yeah.
Because you've been now conditioned to accept that the conditions that you're in, and you have now been programmed into saying that you are the issue. So first you have to acknowledge that there is an issue to begin with. And another thing that you can't just blatantly up there and go report it. It's not that easy.
For some it's quite difficult hard. Because somebody got married or they got married, they don't have much to the name.
Yeah.
And now they depend on the guy for provision. And they have to break up, they don't have anywhere to go.
So that's another issue why people stay. It's because they have no source of income whatsoever.
And some leave their families.
Yeah, and others like
so
many people who suffer
tough.
from this gender-based violence end up like they cannot stay at home. They decide to just stay away and they become homeless.
Oh, family.
Yeah.
So guys, what's the solution beside my bad effect or bad side of this thing? What is the main solution we can say? Sesivalo ukuthi isombululo silent sona siphi, even if ungasho ukuthi uzokwenzakala ukuthi, but no, one thing ukuthi nje siphetha sithini.
Education.
It's something that is educational.
Educate the future generation.
Okay.
The kids, because everything starts off at home and the way you've been taught up and been raised. Yes. So if you change the perspective of how kids view violence, they won't necessarily want to like portray in terms of Uguti. If a child comes from an abusive background where like the father abuses the mother, the father also abuses the child and all of that, you can say, Uguti, you can teach that child, Uguti, no, this is not a right way to show love, for instance. And Futi, the child can also have that mentality of saying, I don't want my kids to end up like this. And I don't want to treat my partner like this. So it has to be a form of educating the young generation, Uguti, there are other ways of dealing with your emotions than just physically hitting a person.
And like, I think like we should make it a habit. Like, down, you know?
Yeah.
umbuzo ukuthi njani akumele ukuthi mhlambe uze komunye umuntu uthi kunjani iyakuyena wena straight hamba umbuzo ukuthi unjani yabo maybe mhlambe uzodinga umuntu ozokhuluma naye uzokwazi ukukhuluma naye because sometimes mina I think it's better ukuthi ukhulume ne-stranger nomuntu omaziyo kulula ukuthi u-express ama-feelings wakho kumuntu ongamazi so